My name is Uliks. I'm one of the partners of Pan d'Avignon. Pan d'Avignon is an artisanal bread bakery, both here in New York City and Hyannis, Massachusetts. I have this business with my friends that I grew up with. We grew up in Belgrade, Serbia, at the time former Yugoslavia. That country, Yugoslavia, stopped to exist during the early 90s. It broke apart during this horrible war that we had. At the time, all of us were in our early 20s, and participating in the terrible war for us was never an option. Luckily, due to different circumstances, we had an opportunity to escape the draft, leave, and we found ourselves here in New York City. None of us had anything to do with baking. We knew nothing about bread baking. We knew nothing about running a business, and thanks to an unexpected chain of circumstances, yes, we found ourselves in the situation where we started making bread in order to make a living. So as I said, we started baking bread in 1992 in Hyannis, Cape Cod. In 2000, we opened our New York City branch. We rented a 5,000 square feet facility in Long Island City, New York, where we spent 10 years. And in 2011, we purchased the building after 10 years of renting. We really felt that our bakery needs a permanent home, so we bought a building in the area. We're a small company. This move, purchasing the building, moving the whole production process, baking out of the two facilities was not easy, and for us extremely expensive, but we felt that it was worth it. Then we invested everything that we had, every single that we had, that this new building becomes. Baking bread is not an easy work. It's a hard physical labor. Conditions are not your kind of better you park, air conditioned, beautiful views type of environment. You are in industrial area, so we try to make this new environment, both for our employees and ourselves, as comfortable as possible. At the time, we engaged an architect that we felt was perfect for the job. We started the construction in 2011. We completed the construction in 2012. We moved in. Finally, we started baking bread from this new facility. Nevertheless, because city has gave us an incentive to keep the manufacturing jobs in New York City by giving us a tax break on the real estate taxes, right? And one of the city's requirements was that once the construction is completed, that we provide them with a letter of completion that architect is by the contract obliged to provide us with. And nevertheless, this was one of the line items on our contract and our obligations with the city in order to in order to fulfill our obligations towards the city because of these benefits that we were given. Nevertheless, architect started having a hard time obtaining this letter from the Department of Building, and we were under constant pressure by the city, and therefore we were putting additional pressure on the architect and we didn't understand. We knew, look, we are bakers. We do not know anything about laws and regulations in this extremely complex and layered universe of the New York City and its Department of Buildings. We've done everything that we felt was right and legal. Nevertheless, after a certain period of time, it became obvious that there is something wrong with our project and that the architect is having a hard time obtaining this document that we desperately needed. This initial process lasted probably 4 or 5 years, and in that moment where I kind of confessed to Adam and where I cried for help because we were really in this status quo that wasn't going anywhere, where he started helping us first on the very friendly basis, and eventually, the situation developed unfortunately, in such a way that we absolutely needed to have not only his, but his firm's full support in order to resolve this very, very complex matter.